Hey there, comic book fans. It's Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and here I am in the car, headed to Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland for yet another new comic book day. Today's big book is going to definitely be the new Absolute Wonder Woman. I haven't heard a lot about this book as opposed to the Absolute Batman. That one just blew up, and it was super hot, and it still is. But I don't know if this book is going to have the same heat. I sort of doubt it, but we're still going to pick it up, give it a read, check it out. But we're also going to be picking up some other great books, things that were not on my pre-order list 2 to 3 months ago. So stay tuned. I'll do some filming when I'm down at the store, and then we'll come back and do a little show and tell. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I just finished up at Third Eye Comics. Had a great time like I normally do. Picked up some great books. Once I get home, I'm going to bag and board everything, and then I'll be right back.
One eternity later.
All right, guys, I made it back home, and I had a chance to bag and board all the new comic books I've picked up. For me, the Absolute Wonder Woman was the big book of the week. I was curious to see what kind of buzz was going to be at Third Eye Comics for the book. Honestly, nobody cared. I didn't see anybody excited about the book. I only saw one person mention it, and that was about it. But that didn't stop me from picking up. I did pick up a couple copies of the regular cover here, as well as a couple copies of the Jim Lee variant. And I did pick up the Jim Lee variant foil Virgin edition. I picked up 2 copies of that. They're sitting here in the stack. I don't need to show you multiple copies right here. But that's what I picked up for Ultimate Wonder Woman. We're going to take a chance to read this book and see what I think. There wasn't the same kind of excitement, maybe because at Third Eye Comics, when Absolute Batman dropped, only 3 days later, we had Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta there signing the books. And there's definitely no signing coming up this week with any of these creators for this book. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but there's definitely not a lot of buzz at Third Eye Comics for this. I did pick up the variant cover to Iron Man #1. They've relaunched it yet again. And I've got the regular cover ordered, the regular issue, but I did want to pick up this. This is the John Tyler Christopher Negative Space variant. I thought it was interesting. I've been kind of pseudo collecting these with the intentions of maybe getting some of these signed someday if I ever get a chance to see them. But I picked up 1 copy of that. And I did pick this up, and I'm blanking on the artist. If I can remember when I'm doing the editing, I'll put it on there. I thought it was Nick Bradshaw, but I know it's not. So I wonder, I cannot remember, but I made a point of making sure I picked up this cover. I thought this was a pretty cool Doom variant cover right there. And we're having a lot of Doom variants lately on all across Marvel issues. And some of them are really good and some of them are just kind of drab. I kind of like this one right here, so I picked that up. I did pick up the variant cover to Dazzler #2. You've got Lobos doing that cover. That's a spectacular female cover by him right there. I did pick up this. Now, this is a book that I should have pre-ordered because I've been getting this. It is Frankenstein, or the Universal Monsters Frankenstein book. It's issue #3. And it is from Image Studios. I swear to goodness, I thought that all of these Universal Monster books were actually coming from Boom. But this one's from Image, and this is the 3rd issue. This one right here is, I should have picked it up. I should have pre-ordered it because I know I've got the 4th issue pre-ordered. I've already had issues 1 and 2. I don't know why it wasn't on my list, but that's what I use New Comic Book Day for, is to pick up books that I failed to pre-order when I put that in 2 to 3 months ago. Nothing special about this cover. I'm waiting. I was really excited about the last cover on issue #4. There's another Jenny Frison cover. Wasn't any Jenny Frison cover this week, so we didn't get that. I did pick up issue #6 of Rook Exodus, and you guys know I've been talking about all of these Ghost Machine, Jeff Johns universe books, how I think the quality is just absolutely fantastic. The artwork, the writing, the printing and production values on these books are just astounding. It's just that they're not characters that I care that much about. I made a commitment somewhere, I don't think I mentioned it, but I made a commitment to at least go a half a year with all of these first 3 books, Rook, Redcoat, and Geiger. I'm probably going to end up dropping all of these titles just because, honestly, I wish Jeff Johns, Gary Frank, and Jason Fabok would all head back to Marvel or DC. Specifically, I'd love them all to come back to Marvel. And let's do something really good. The quality of Marvel, and I'm a Marvel guy, and I make no apologies for that. Those are the characters I've grown up with, and those are the characters I like. That's where I would love to see this talent. I was imagining this cover right here. I could have seen the Hulk. I could have seen the Thing, Captain America in this pose right here. And I think, man, what a great cover that would have been. But nonetheless, these books are really good. And if you enjoy this, continue with it because there really isn't any better books out there generally as a whole line of books. This week in particular, though, I do want to make special mention because I didn't pick it up, but it was in the video and I do have it pre-ordered. That's why I didn't pick it up. But Conan, the latest issue of Conan the Barbarian from Titan Comics is out. And I'm just going to put my plug in there and I'll be talking about that more, is that Conan book by Jim Zub is probably the book of the year for me. Overall quality from issue to issue to issue. The art's been fantastic. The writing has gotten only better since the very beginning, and I've spoken about that in the past. And the stories are really good. And it's funny, that's a character that I really like. I mean, obviously, I've grown up with Marvel and having Conan there, and the original first issues of the Jim Zub run, the Del Torre, I think I've got the artist on that right, was doing art that was very similar to John Buscema. And I think that was part of why I got drawn into that, literally drawn into that. But the writing has been really good and the stories have been really good and interesting. And that is honestly my book of the year, even though the quality on all of these books, I cannot say the same thing just because I don't have that connection with the characters like I do with at least Conan, right? So that's a little bit of roundabout way of explaining why I'm dropping these books, but I'm continuing to pump up Conan, even though it is a non-Marvel title at this point. All right, so back to Marvel real quick. I did pick up, even though I have already dropped all of the X-Men titles except for Wolverine, this From the Ashes hasn't done a thing for me, but we kind of reverted back to, I'm not reading them anymore after only a few issues. I'm done with it already. Except when there is a fantastic cover. I'm not sure who did the cover. I think this is Derek Chew, but this is a fantastic Magneto cover. It was a cover buy, guys. I make no apologies. And then lastly, I actually picked up something that I'd already pre-ordered, but I kind of wanted an additional copy of it. It is Hawkman #4, the facsimile edition. This is the reprints, the first appearance of Zatanna, and I don't think I've ever actually read this, so it's going to be interesting to break this open. I wanted a copy to go ahead and read. I'm going to have to wait for my pre-order to come in at least another month, I'm sure, at this point. But I wanted to go ahead and have this so I could have a nice little read. Guys, that is it for this week. Actually, some really good books that came out this week. Some that I didn't pick up and some that I did pick up. You guys got to let me know what you got this particular new comic book week by leaving me a comment in the comment section below. And if you enjoy this kind of content, definitely hit that like, slap the subscribe, and click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the episodes that I put out each and every week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Quick video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you for the next show. Just remember, every comic has a story.